Forced induction is a game changer in the world of engines. It's all about cramming more air into the combustion chamber. This extra air allows for more fuel to be burned. The result? More power from the same engine size. It's like giving your engine a shot of adrenaline. There are two main types of forced induction turbochargers and superchargers. Both serve the same purpose. They increase the density of air entering the engine, but they go about it in very different ways. Understanding these differences is key for any gearhead. Forced induction isn't just about raw power, it's also about efficiency. By squeezing more power out of smaller engines, we can improve fuel economy. This is why many modern cars use forced induction. It's a way to meet stricter emissions standards without sacrificing performance. In this article, we'll dive deep into turbochargers and superchargers. We'll look at how they work, their pros and cons, and where they're used. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of these fascinating technologies. Let's get started. Turbochargers are ingenious devices. They use the engine's own exhaust gases to boost power. Here's how it works. As exhaust gases leave the engine, they spin a turbine. This turbine is connected to a compressor wheel by a shaft. As the turbine spins, so does the compressor wheel. The compressor wheel sits in the engine's intake tract. As it spins, it draws in air and compresses it. This compressed air is then forced into the engine's cylinders. More air means more oxygen for combustion, and more oxygen means more fuel can be burned. The result is more power from each combustion cycle. One key feature of turbochargers is the wastegate. This is a valve that regulates boost pressure. When the desired boost is reached, the wastegate opens. This allows some exhaust gas to bypass the turbine. It prevents overboosting, which could damage the engine. Turbochargers have come a long way since their invention. Modern turbos use advanced materials like titanium aluminide. These materials can withstand extreme temperatures. They also allow for faster spool-up times. This reduces the dreaded turbo lag that plagued early turbo systems. Superchargers take a different approach to forced induction. Unlike turbos, they don't rely on exhaust gases. Instead, they're powered directly by the engine. Typically, a belt connects the supercharger to the engine's crankshaft. As the engine spins, so does the supercharger. There are three main types of superchargers: roots, twin screw, and centrifugal. Roots and twin screw types use meshing lobes to pump air. Centrifugal superchargers use an impeller, similar to a turbo's compressor wheel. All types compress air and force it into the engine. One advantage of superchargers is instant response. Since they're directly driven by the engine, there's no lag. The moment you press the gas, the supercharger is working. This makes for very predictable power delivery. It's why many drag racers prefer superchargers. Superchargers do have some drawbacks though. They require power from the engine to operate. This power, called parasitic loss, can be significant. In some cases, it can be up to 20% of the engine's total output. However, the net gain in power usually outweighs this loss. Turbochargers have several key advantages. First and foremost is efficiency. They use waste energy from exhaust gases. This energy would otherwise be lost to the atmosphere. By harnessing it, turbos provide a free boost in power. It's like getting something for nothing. Another big plus for turbos is their compact size. They can be tucked away in tight engine bays. This makes them ideal for small, efficient cars. Many modern economy cars use small turbocharged engines. These engines provide the power of larger engines with better fuel economy. Turbochargers also offer great flexibility. Their boost can be easily controlled by the engine's computer. This allows for different power levels in different situations. At low speeds, boost can be limited for better fuel economy. At high speeds, full boost can be unleashed for maximum power. Finally, turbos can provide massive power gains. In racing applications, turbos can double or even triple an engine's output. This is why turbos are so popular in motorsports. From Formula 1 to rally racing, turbos dominate the high-performance world. Section 5. Turbocharger Drawbacks. Despite their advantages, turbochargers aren't perfect. One of the biggest issues is turbo lag. This is the delay between pressing the gas and feeling the boost. It happens because the turbo needs time to spool up. At low engine speeds, there may not be enough exhaust flow to spin the turbo quickly. Heat is another challenge for turbos. They operate at extremely high temperatures. This can lead to reliability issues if not properly managed. Many turbocharged cars require more frequent oil changes. Some even need special cool-down procedures after hard driving. Complexity is another potential drawback. Turbo systems have many components. There's the turbo itself, plus intercoolers, wastegates, and blow-off valves. All these parts add weight and potential points of failure. They also make engine repairs more complicated and expensive. Finally, turbos can sometimes provide an unpredictable driving experience. The sudden rush of power as the turbo spools up can be thrilling, but it can also be challenging to control, especially for inexperienced drivers. This is why some purists prefer naturally aspirated engines. Section 6. Supercharger Benefits. Superchargers have their own set of advantages. The most notable is instant throttle response. There's no lag with a supercharger. The moment you press the gas, you get boost. This makes for a very linear and predictable power delivery. It's like having a much larger engine under the hood. Another benefit is simplicity. Superchargers have fewer components than turbo systems. There's no need for complex wastegates or blow-off valves. This can make supercharged engines more reliable in some cases. It also makes them easier to work on and maintain. Superchargers also tend to produce a distinctive engine note. Many enthusiasts love the whine of a Roots-type blower. It adds to the overall driving experience. This is why superchargers are popular in muscle cars and hot rods. They provide both power and character. Finally, superchargers can provide consistent power at all engine speeds. Unlike turbos, they don't need to spool up. This makes them great for applications that need reliable power throughout the rev range. Tow vehicles and work trucks often benefit from superchargers for this reason. Section 7. Supercharger Disadvantages. The biggest drawback of superchargers is parasitic loss. They require power from the engine to operate. This power could otherwise be used for propulsion. In some cases, this loss can be significant. Heat is also a concern with superchargers. Compressing air generates heat. To combat this, many supercharged engines use an intercooler, but this adds complexity and weight to the system. Superchargers can also be less efficient than turbos at high engine speeds. At very high speeds, the supercharger may actually become a restriction. This is why some high-performance cars use a combination of supercharging and turbocharging. Section 8. Turbochargers in practice. Turbochargers have found their way into a wide range of vehicles. They're particularly popular in small, efficient cars. Many manufacturers use turbos to downsize their engines. For example, Ford's EcoBoost engines use turbocharging to get V8-like power from V6 or even 4-cylinder engines. In the world of sports cars, turbos are everywhere. Porsche's 911 Turbo is a prime example. It uses twin turbochargers to produce massive power from a relatively small engine. Even Ferrari, long known for high-revving naturally aspirated engines, has embraced turbocharging in models like the 488 GTB. Turbos are also dominant in diesel engines. The high compression ratios of diesel engines work well with turbocharging. Almost all modern diesel cars and trucks use turbochargers. They provide the low-end torque that diesels are known for, while improving efficiency. In motorsports, turbocharging is ubiquitous. Formula One cars use highly advanced turbocharged hybrid powertrains. In rally racing, turbos help engines cope with varying altitudes. Even in drag racing, where superchargers once ruled, turbochargers are becoming more common. Section 9. Superchargers in real-world applications. Superchargers have a strong presence in certain niches. They're particularly popular in American muscle cars. The Dodge Challenger Hellcat uses a massive supercharger to produce over 700 horsepower. In off-road vehicles, superchargers are often preferred. The instant boost is useful for crawling over obstacles. Toyota's TRD offers supercharger kits for trucks and SUVs. Many companies offer bolt-on supercharger kits for a wide range of vehicles. In high-end luxury cars, superchargers provide smooth power delivery. Expert opinions and enthusiast insights. Car enthusiasts and experts often have strong opinions on the turbo versus supercharger debate. John Hennessy says, "Turbos are great for efficiency, but nothing beats the instant response of a supercharger." Many modern performance car enthusiasts praise turbos. It's like being shot out of a cannon. Chris Harris offers a balanced view. Both have their place. Ultimately, the choice depends on the application. Choosing between turbo and supercharging. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on the specific application and goals. Turbocharging often has the edge for efficiency and high-end power. Supercharging is the choice for instant response and simplicity. Ideal for classic muscle cars or off-road rigs. Sometimes a combination of both is best. Twin charging provides instant response and high-end power. Ultimately, it comes down to your specific needs and preferences.